I kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. BP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. Like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him. Because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit. He wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December.
The name Richard again.
I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Quentin, but I'm seeing trash and I don't.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost, that's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash? Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill could be the...
Well, new tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
And I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
A 3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
And I said, like, within 3 miles, but I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main 2 things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed.
Late into the night to find.
I see him running to the woods. Oh, I keep getting the repeated image of him running to the woods. Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods. Be within 2 miles. I keep getting a reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay. I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods. Sure enough, I went in the woods and about 100 feet from where I was at. I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
He wants to take me down the road to like a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Psychic Sleuth channel. So we are working at tonight. Trying to get all that I can to try to help for the Audrii Cunningham case, and I do that by any means possible. As many of you that are old to the channel, you do know that I have a consult that I do ask, and that is Ted. And there is a whole playlist about why I work with him and all of that. I will post that link below in case you are curious. So he helped with Idaho 4. He then crossed into the light, and he tends to help me work on cases. It's in our astrology chart, and we are non-judgmental here of people who they were as their human lives. They are not in their spirit lives. So just because someone has a hard time as a human does not mean they are that way in the spirit. We have all made mistakes. So we don't, once they're in the light,
he's trying to make amends and he's working with me, and it's supposed to happen this way. So there's also the astrology of us if you guys want to check that out as well. So I'm going to try. I actually haven't done this in a while with him, so I'm not sure how it's going to go, and I'm not sure how much more information I can get because stuff just keeps repeating on where she's at. Stuff just keeps repeating. So I'm not really sure. So if this goes well, you guys will see it. If not, you won't. But I'll do the best that I can, and I'll only get what I'm meant to get, and that'll be it. You know, everything has a way that it's supposed to work out, and we are not in control of that. Everything has a timing, everything has a place, and so that's why spirit works in puzzle pieces. If I'm meant to help Audrii get found, I will. If not, I won't. She'll be found the way that she's meant to be found, when and if she's meant to be found. That's just the way that this works. And it's hard to understand that, but that's the way it goes. So I know a lot of people say, oh, you're psychic, you should know everything. I wish it worked that way. That would be really helpful because I would love to go and just find everybody that I could. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. I'm just a human connecting to another vibration. All right. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to try to communicate with him. If it works, great. If not, I'm going to try to do Audrii again. And if I repeat myself, it's because it's important. Things that are important do repeat and they won't go away. And I'm hoping that by trying different ways, we can get more information. I'm hoping. And I'll work on this as long as I feel the need to and feel pulled to it. And if I don't, then I will move on. But I feel called to certain cases and I feel pulled to certain cases, and spirit kind of leads the way on how much I do on it and how much I don't. So with that being said, I'm just going to quickly explain how I work really quick for those of you that are new here. Okay, so information that comes in can be past, present, or future. Any point in anybody's life. It can be symbolic, not always literal, sometimes even metaphoric the way that I see it. Things can have multiple meanings, numbers, months, things like that. Spirit will often use my references, experiences, how I relate to things to try to explain what they're wanting to say. So it is a type or form of charades. They will show me visions and symbolisms, and I have to put that together and translate that to you. So I may misperceive things. I try not to, but I will just explain what I'm getting. Sometimes I tell you I may get it because of this reason, because that's what it's meant in the past. But however we perceive it, it makes the most sense for the case. What's going on is what Spirit's trying to say. I can always misperceive and misunderstand. I'm not perfect. So as I get information, I'm going to tell you guys what that is and tell Lizzie what that is, and she's going to validate what she knows, which there's not much else to validate, but she'll just say yes or talk to me and keep the information flowing. This is what we call energy exchange. This is what we call like a boost. Like it's like me giving her a reading, so it's like a back and forth. So it creates kind of like a triangle of energy, in my opinion, and this is one way that I work really well. I try different ways, but I do like to work this way, and it's something I'm trying to get better at. So Spirit has me do everything for a reason, and if I feel pulled to do certain things a certain way, I will. Like working this way, working with my consult, doing other things, doing an Autowrite, then I will. I'll go wherever I feel pulled to. So if Spirit comes in, I'll start to feel things. I may feel things that has to do with him because he's on the other side. I already am getting a headache. I tend to get that with him. And then I also may feel things with Audrii because I might go back and forth between them two. I've done that before. So I'm just going to kind of see how this goes and see what I feel pulled to do and follow. So I do get a description in the body. I will just describe to you guys what I'm feeling. All right. And there can be interconnects that happen sometimes. It hasn't happened. It doesn't happen as much with this type of channeling, more Autowrites, but it does happen. So do keep that in mind that not everything may fit here. It may fit other cases and whatnot. But I do try my best to keep it reined in and just give you guys what I get here, but there is a link on how that works below. So please be kind to my sitter. Please be kind to each other. Please be kind in the comments in everyday life. We are here to give Audrii a voice. I am in no way a police department. I am no way trying to impinge the investigation. I am just putting out what Spirit gives me in order to try to help in any way that I can and to be Audrii's voice and to kind of, use whatever means I have to help her spirit, help her soul, help her family, help her friends, whatever that may be. So I'm just doing my duty with the gifts that I have to try to help. That's it. So again, I'll get what I'm meant to get. I won't get everything. I may get like in describing an area, if they give me more of that, remember that spirit does work with directions with me. So it'd be a place you would go and things you would see along the way. Just pay attention to the directions that come in, because a lot of times in different cases, spirit will give directions, or that I do see things as I am there. So I do see things like remote viewing a lot of times, or I see things like I'm there. So we have to kind of take it as, okay, this is what it looks like, where she's at and what's around her. And I try to see as much as I can, and I try to give landmarks and things like that. Locals or whoever knows the area are more apt to find it than I am. Sometimes I feel things on a map, sometimes I don't. I've tried to stay off of the map and whatnot so that it didn't impinge my readings. All right, so I'm not meant to solve, like I said, I'm not meant to solve everything. I'm not meant to solve things. That's for the police to do. I'm just here again to try to help in any way that I can, with gifts and spirit from the other side. So again, just watch and involve yourself and enjoy, and all the ways to support me are down below. I have about 6 spots left for the platform reading. It's a group of 6. You have a chance to get a reading from me in that group, and it's a lot of fun. You always get something out of it. So if you're interested in that, you can email me at thepsychicsleuth@gmail.com. All the ways to support me are down below, as well as booking readings. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring Lizzie on, and we're gonna get started. I feel tired all of a sudden. I had so much energy earlier, and now I'm just like,
I know, I'm starting to
it hit
peter
me
out.
all at once. All of a sudden. Goodness gracious. Okay. Oh, I forgot to say, entertainment purposes only. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. This is all alleged. This is only psychic medium impression and is not fact. Okay. Oh, viewer discretion advised as well. I do try to be as gentle as I can about that, but still, you know, because this is a kid's case, sometimes people are a little more sensitive to it. So I do just scribble, try to get the information. Okay. I don't know why he's just showing me him stepping into the light. And it's interesting because he's coming through like how if I was giving you a reading on your loved one, how they would present themselves. So a lot of times they step into like an area that's full of light, and that's where they talk to me, and he disappeared. That's when they were talk to me and give me the reading. So he's never came forward like that before. He usually just starts giving me information, but he is stepping forward into the light. Stepping forward into my little area where people or spirits come to communicate with me. I always hate to say if someone is deceased or not, because again, it's always hard to read the energy, and I would never want to lead anybody on a wild goose chase or, you know, put those kind of things out. But I will just say what I'm seeing. He shows me Audrii standing with him, and he's done this before with Summer Wells. So he does show me that she's standing there. So I did ask for them to sort of come in together so they may work as a team on this. And he's been doing that a lot lately, where he stands with the victims that I'm trying to communicate with. But never in the beginning. It's usually at the end. So it's interesting. Okay. This is weird. Okay, I don't know why this is coming in, but there's something about a Valentine. I do know, like, again, that this was the day after Valentine, but I remember the 14th, they had me circle over and over and over
Like maybe that was a turning point. Maybe that was a point in time when something shifted in his reality, or he decided he was going to do something because something didn't go right for Valentine's Day. But there's something about, I don't know if Audrey received a Valentine or a card or something like that. I don't know if it's necessarily between him and her, like if he gave her one or something like that. I'm not really sure, or if like she gave him a card. But she's innocent in the way that I can't see you. She's innocent in the way that she does things, meaning that like she's just a very kind, loving, sweet girl, and I don't think she's just nice. You know what I mean? And I don't think she realized how some people can take that. Some people with mental illness can take that. But it's coming across, I keep seeing like a Valentine's Day card or something like that. So I don't know, again, if there was Valentine's Day card that she got, he gave her, or something about that. Because I keep seeing it. But it's like I don't know, it's like a card with, like, I keep seeing a card with hearts on it, but it's weird because I drew hearts on my paper before we even started. So there's something about that, whether it just has something to do with her day or not. Not everything that I get will revolve around the case, so do keep that in mind. But it seems there might be something here that we're not aware of. This might not be something that we know about that was done. Sorry, I'm coughing. All of a sudden my throat I feel like I got a cough. And my throat actually kind of hurts right now. So he says that it was just like she felt like it was an ordinary day. She didn't feel any danger. She thought she was going to go to school, because I see her, like, she goes and she gets dressed. She looks in the mirror real quick, fixes her hair, brushes her teeth. Like, they're giving me that. And then it's like I grab my, I'm dressed. Was she wearing black that day? Do you know? I don't know what she was wearing.
They said that she was wearing pretty much like a black hoodie, black pants, and I think black shoes.
Okay, because that's what I was seeing, was like in a black outfit, and it might have had something on it. Might have had something on. I keep getting the reference to red, but I also get the reference to white. It's like white cursive, so I don't know if there's some kind of I don't know why they're going into that, but it's like, she's dressed, she looks in the mirror, she fixes her hair, brushes her teeth, gets around, grabs her backpack, she's smiling, she's ready to go. And again, I don't think it was anything weird that he was taking her, because this came in the first reading that it was something that he did every so often. So that was validated in the press conference, which I don't think any of us really knew that. But I feel like they spent a lot of time together. And this would be because I feel like family members were working or whatever, and they just felt they could trust him. But Ted's saying, like, predators are the best kind of wolves in sheep's clothing. Like, you don't really know what their intentions are. You don't really know who they are, and they can pretend to be anybody that they want to be. That's what he's saying. So it's coming across as he was a predator always, but he was biding his time, and he was like a wolf in sheep's clothing, and he's showing me that card that I have. So it's like somebody that no one really thought was bad to have around her, and that I feel like he never showed any ill intent towards her before, because he hid it really well. But that didn't mean that he didn't have like times where he acted a certain way, but I just feel like he had gained the trust, and this is where we go back to, sometimes they'll take me back into the cards that I got in the reading, and I don't remember getting them, but the other one they're taking me back to is like the stranger and the grandmother card, like, came in, or grandparent female, and the stranger, like, I feel like she knew him, but she didn't know the real him, so that's why I get the stranger. Like, she thinks she knew him, but he's really a stranger. She didn't know who he truly was. He only showed the side that he wanted to show. Same thing is like Ted is saying, like, that's how I was. Like, I only showed people the side that I wanted them to see. So he's like saying, like, I was charming and I pretended to be someone that I wasn't. Nobody knew that I was a cold-blooded killer, and underneath it all, nobody knew that I was doing the things that I was doing and getting away with it. And that's what he's saying. Like, this is somebody that was really good at hiding who they truly were. And I think also, like, I feel again like drugs is a huge factor in some way, shape, or form, whether that be currently or, you know, in his past or whatever. But it seems to come in. It's like a back and forth with it. So maybe, you know, there was times where he wasn't, but I feel like he was always on something, and some, you know, for the most part, whether it be beer, whether it be something. He was always under the influence of something. Like, he's one of those people that has mental health, but they self medicate. Because I do feel like he does have like psychopathic tendencies, and I feel like again he has certain Ted is saying like certain urges. You know. And I also feel like he says like he has self-control to a point. So just like Ted would like have self-control, but then he would lose control. It's kind of that. But he's like, you know, you never know who truly someone is. That's what he's saying. But I see like again, him around her a lot. So obviously they spent a lot of time together, and I really feel like he fell in love with her, or he developed feelings for her. And I was trying to look to see if like anything had happened before. I think like just like weird maybe things being said or like weird touches, but I don't feel like there was anything before this. I feel like this was his plan for it to take it further, like finally, and he might have been fueled by a lot of different things. Like that's the way it's coming across. So I see her see this had to have happened this way because like it keeps coming up, but it's like she goes to the car, she gets in, I can hear the door slam, and he hands her something to drink. So I don't know if she had something she drank every day, or he's like, this is like, here's a water, or here's a juice, or here's a mix of, you know, here's a soda, whatever the hell it is, you know, it's like, here, have this before school kind of thing.
Okay.
Because I feel like I just feel like he had her, like somehow she ingested something, and the water bottle or whatever it is can be symbolic, like to just show me that, or it could be something that he really did, you know, give to her. Now I don't know, like if she trusted him, she would drink it. Like, you know, we all drink things in the morning, depending on if she had, like he would like know her routines. He would know what she liked to drink. He would know if she drank anything, if she ate anything, whatever it would be. It kind of comes across as that, like whatever, like he used whatever she would do in the morning. Because I keep getting that reference to like, it's like I'm in the front seat, and then I feel like I'm passed out, and then it's like I'm wrapped, like I'm put in the back like a blanket over me. So that might be what was coming in the last reading, as far as, you know, I'm in the car, they see me in the car, but there's a point where I've passed out and I've been moved to the back so that if he's been seen anywhere, he's not seen with her. Like he was hiding her. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, it kind of makes sense if you think about it, considering
like concealing her.
Yeah. Because if he doesn't want to get caught with her like on a surveillance camera, then that's what you would do. Is you would hide her even if she's still alive, but you have plans for her later on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it doesn't seem like it's off. Like maybe he didn't want to drive too far with her. But I definitely feel like, because in the first and we're sorry about the echoes, guys, we've tried everything, but the first you know, the first reading, the loop came in, and it's almost like it feels like it's important because, again, I go back to surveillance. Every time I think about the loop, I go back to surveillance. So he must have been caught on surveillance over there or something. I don't think it was because he told him he was there. I think like people were looking at surveillance, or maybe they remembered seeing him in the area or something like that. Like I keep going back to that might be the whole reason with the loop thing.
Yeah.
Because Ted said he tried to be smart, but not smart enough. But he definitely has those tendencies, like to it also feels like there's a shift or change. So I don't know if this is a shift or change in his life where something goes wrong, or a shift or change like he's maybe doing really well and then he's not, or something happened like with the family, or something happened with his regard to her. But it feels like there's a shift, like something changed.
Okay.
And almost it's like too, like something changed with his mental health. Like I feel like he's always been bad, but it was like, I don't know, like maybe before I don't know, he keeps talking about like his impulse control. Like his impulse control is he couldn't control things anymore. I feel like he controlled them for a while, but he couldn't control. Like it's almost like the one he really wanted, he tried to find like replacements for or something. So I wouldn't be like, I would think maybe he was trying to hook up with like random people or find girlfriend prostitutes or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it might even not turn anything. It was more for just like the intimate act. But again, it comes across as like he likes weird things or rough things, and it might be that some people are going to come out and say that, like ex-partners or something. You know, like he choked me, or he did this, or he did that. Like that might come out, or he was rough, or you know, stuff like that. That might end up coming out. And Ted's calling him a child predator, but I just feel like maybe he's gotten away with stuff we are not aware of. And he got off really easy, that like with the child enticing. Yes, I know about that. So with that, it's almost like he got off too easy with that. Okay. And it's almost like charges were dropped down from what they should have been. Does that make sense? Like, maybe they should have been a little bit steeper than what they were, or called something else. But it's almost like I feel like I go down a level in charges so that I'm not on the offenders list. And I know they're saying on the news he's not an offender because he hasn't been caught and charged with it. But it doesn't mean he doesn't have the tendencies for that, allegedly, and that he hasn't tried to do that, and he doesn't do other things that equate to that. So, for instance, like, you know, going on certain sites and doing certain things and watching, I feel like I hear voyeurism, so he might watch even online or in person. You can take that any way you want. He's confirming that the plan was to unalive both mom and daughter. It was like a fantasy thing.
Okay.
That's what he's kind of saying to me. Because he keeps showing me like what would have happened if mom would have showed up.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like wherever that meeting place is relevant in some way, shape, or form. So I don't know if maybe they need to try to find out like where they were supposed to meet at or something, but it feels like it's relevant, or it has meaning or something.
Okay.
He's showing me a rainbow. I don't know what that means, but I get that sometimes with kids. It's almost like Audrey never met a stranger. That's kind of how it comes across. She never met a stranger. She was an animal lover. I keep getting that. So like random dogs or cats or whatever she would cross paths with, she would pet. And sometimes I feel like she didn't go out of her way to do so. But I also feel like she would talk to whoever, like she wasn't really shy. And again, like almost naive and thinking like I can trust this guy. My dad, he hasn't ever showed me I couldn't. So I feel like again, whatever he said to her or whatever, like she trusted it,
Yeah.
And it could be, it's interesting. He's telling me that it's almost like after she got in the car, like he says we're gonna play hooky. And it's almost like he tricked her, like he started to trick her, but I think at that point it comes in as like I have this conversation with her, but she's already drank what she's drank and like is all loopy or whatever. But it's like it starts to kick in like before the bus stop or something, and he's like, "Oh, we're not going there. We're gonna go play hooky, or we're gonna go to this place or something like that." Like that's kind of how it comes across. Like, would you like to like? He might have even used her mom.
Oh.
And
okay.
Yeah, but I still like tricking her or something like that. But I still can't get over the water bottle thing. Or like feeling like I'm kind of high. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's repeated lots of times.
Yeah, it's repeated in the fact that in the last reading it kind of came in like the whole trunk thing.
Yeah.
So that would account for them not being able to see her after a certain point. Not that he dropped her off anywhere, because again, I don't feel like he shared her with, like he would want to share her with anybody. Like that's the way it comes across. But also, this was just like his. I don't know. This was his thing or his time. Yeah, he may have planted other evidence other than just a backpack. It's weird. It's almost like he tried to cover his tracks or something, but the way that it comes across is like I keep going back to where that backpack was, but it's not where she is. It almost comes across like she's not far from that. Almost like if I'm leaving a place, I'm gonna go and throw this backpack in water because I keep hearing a splash. So I guess that's kind of like how it's coming across, is like she might be closer by, but like in the woods, but maybe further than what they've searched, or not, and maybe they haven't searched that direct area. But it's almost like as I'm leaving a place, I'm gonna chuck the backpack here, and they're gonna spend all their time in the water, and it's not gonna be like they're not gonna find nothing other than the backpack. You know what I mean? Like, is there? Because it's almost like does the bridge go over that water? There? Is it like an overpass or something? Because I keep hearing a splash. I keep hearing a splash, like I've thrown something in the water. It doesn't feel like her. It feels like he keeps taking me to the backpack. So, but it's like, Ted's saying, so it's like if you put a body in one area, but then you throw evidence in another area. Like, it kind of comes like no different than if you were to unalive somebody and you had a weapon and you would throw it in a different area than you throw the body. Like that's what he's kind of showing me. So it's almost like he's showing, I hear a splash and I see the guy like chucking it in the water. So he wanted it found there, I guess. Or if it was found there, he thought it would waste time. Like, I don't know. I just feel like he has tried to derail everything in some way, shape, or form. That's the way that it comes across. But I keep feeling like I'm throwing it from high up. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's a bridge or a place high up where he could have tossed it from, because I feel like a splash. There's also a reference. Huh?
But I don't know. I said I think there's an overpass. I'm not 100% sure on the bridge. I'd have to look at the map, and I really didn't look at the map in depth.
Okay. There's also a reference. I hear EVPs in the back. That is not echoing because no one's talking when I hear them. Do we know if Audrii wore a watch at all? Or I keep saying a watch, but I don't know if it's symbolic for time. It feels like it's a kid's watch. That's what's kind of. I mean, I don't see one on her in the pictures. So I mean, it could be something with time, like the time's off, or sometimes when I get a watch, it's symbolic for that. But I keep seeing it as a kid's watch, like the kind that you like has the holes,
Yeah.
And it's got a black band. So I don't know why that's coming in, but I'm getting that. Also, there's a reference to, I wonder if she kept a diary or wrote things down, because there's something that's coming in about a diary or a book or something that she wrote stuff in, that's somewhere, probably in a room or something, but it's coming across as like she wrote her thoughts or wrote things that was going on or whatever in that diary, and I feel like maybe it's important for some reason, or I don't know why else it would be coming up.
Okay.
And it's like, I feel like evidence is thrown about. He might have thrown more evidence in the water too, because it's like Ted saying there's something here and something there and something there, but it's like all down the, like maybe along the river or down the road or something like that. It's kind of odd, but it's kind of what I keep seeing. That area just feels significant. I just don't think they're like they've looked at the exact right place, because it's almost like I get the scenic loop, but I pass it and I keep going. So that just makes me wonder if it's more of like a surveillance or something. And that might be why I got it, because I get directions in places where people could be seen or where evidence is, stuff like that. But how do I explain this? I keep going back to like I said, I keep going back to the dam in the water in that area, but like across the street. I can't shake it. Like I can't leave it. So I don't know if the police have missed something or something like that. It wouldn't be the first time. Actually, worked a case where I kept saying they were in this area, they didn't leave, and they had been searched and they didn't find them, so they kind of called off the search for a little bit, and then they went back and searched and ended up they were there, and the police had missed them several times. So I don't know if we're missing like the exact area, if we're not searching the right area, like if the focus is more like on the water, near the water. And I don't know. I don't know if there's a place that's like across the road from the dam, because it's like they keep taking me to the dam and to the water and then across the road to like a wooded area. And that's how I want to take the ribbons around the trees, because I'm not really taking them as to be cut down. I'm taking it as like I searched here, because that's what it reminds me of, is like when, and I could perceive that wrong, but it reminds me of like when an area is searched and they tie a ribbon around it, to say that they've searched it. that people don't research it. So again, it either needs to be researched or they need to. I don't think it needs to be researched. I just think they need to go across from an area that they've searched.
Yeah.
Because I keep trying to go to other places and they keep taking me back there.
Yeah.
No matter
They
where
did
you
that
go.
the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I've tried to go to like Sam Houston. I've tried to go to other areas. I'm like trying to see other places, and it's like they keep taking me. I'm literally seeing the dam, but it's not that she's in water. It's like they've missed her somehow, or they didn't expand far enough, or they're not in the exact area. Like maybe they stayed too close to the road. They didn't go deep enough in the woods. Like that's the way that it's coming across. And I also, there's a reference to a lot of purple flowers in one area. And I know it's too cold for flowers right now, but it just makes me wonder if they're trying to mention springtime. Because the way that Ted is showing me is he's showing me a body and then there's purple flowers around that body. It's kind of weird. And I don't know why they're showing me that, but
I wonder maybe if that had to do with purple being like one of her favorite colors, like.
It could be, but it could be like maybe it's something that's seen around at that time and it comes up in spring. Like we're coming up on spring, March, April, so it's not that far. 4 could have been April, but I mean, I don't know. It's just weird. He was showing me that like a little bit ago and I kind of like let it go and now it's coming back. So was there any searchers on horses up? I know they had ATVs. I don't know why I'm seeing horses.
As of yet, I did not see anything on.
Unless it's like symbolic for like a road or, even Mustang. But it's like I'm seeing like a brown horse. So unless there's, I don't understand that at all. But let's hang on to anything that doesn't make sense. Who knows?
Okay.
It's definitely an area that he knows. And I feel like it's an area that he frequents. And I feel like it's an area that has meaning to him. Like it doesn't really come across. It almost like might be like a hideout, which is interesting because that hideout card came in.
Oh,
like maybe someplace like he's hidden out before, because it does feel like there's structures like really nearby where she's at. I see like fallen down wooden structures. I just feel like it's gotta be in the vicinity of the dam, but not at the dam. Like that's the way that it's coming across, because Ted keeps taking me back to the dam and showing me him throwing the backpack in, but it's like I keep wanting to walk across the street and I can't stop. It's like it's so much annoying me, still repeating. It's almost like how I felt like when I was doing the reading, because he was in the national forest, and every time I tried to leave that national forest area, I wasn't allowed to. Like he was in the Joshua Tree National Forest. And every time I tried to leave it in this other reading that I did, I wasn't allowed to leave it. Like remote viewing, I try to step out and leave out the entrance or the exit. I wasn't allowed to leave. It was like, nope, you're not going anywhere. I'm here. This is where I'm at. I'm in this area. It's almost like that feeling like I'm not allowed to leave this area. So something's being missed, or we're not going far enough, or there's something like that, because I can't shake it that I feel like I can't leave this area.
It's crazy.
It is crazy because I've been trying to leave the area in every reading.
I know.
To go somewhere else. I can't, especially since it seems to match what I've gotten all along. But it's almost like, again, I feel like I'm either going down, but it's got to be like a dirt road like you can drive down, because I feel like he took her in the car down this dirt road. So it's almost like it comes off of a main road, goes onto a dirt road. You're going down the dirt road, and then it's like, I don't know. I'm getting a reference to 5 miles. So whenever I get like mileage, it's like a range. Could be anywhere between 1 mile and 5 mile, or or start to 5 miles. So say it could be within 3 miles, but it's just a range that they give me. But and my ranges are usually pretty on. Because in that reading with the Joshua National Forest, I said 5 miles and he was 3 miles. So it's like a range. It's not exact. But it's almost like I go down. He definitely drove down a dirt road with her, because I feel like I'm in the Suburban, because now we know what it looks like, right? But you know how like you feel like when you're kind of in like, have you ever rode in one of those like the older Suburbans down a dirt road, and they're kind of like shaky?
Yeah, and it's like all.
That's how I feel like. Yeah, and I feel like I'm on a dirt road where it would cause you to kind of do that. So it's not paved or anything, like maybe rocky a little bit. And it may only be dirt for a little bit, and they could have like paved some of it, because I kind of get that too. I kind of get like half dirt, half paved. And so it's like, maybe it was paved for a certain amount and then it goes off into dirt. You know how some roads do that? Like they don't pave the whole thing, they just pave half it. So it's kind of like that. And then I feel like I'm in the car like that. And I'm like really, really kind of like, if I'm in a Suburban going down dirt road, and it's like, I feel like I keep wanting to go to the right. So if I'm driving this way, so I can be mirrored sometimes, but if I'm driving this way, so the driver would be this side and the passenger would be this side, and I keep wanting to go to the right side of the road.
Okay.
But it's like definitely like an embankment or something that goes down. But I also feel like too that there's like a path that leads to, like, again, I feel like there's some sort of structures, broken down houses, and this one, it feels like maybe it's falling apart. Like I keep getting more like, again, like it's cabinish. It's not. I keep getting like brown, like cabinish kind of thing, but like maybe falling apart. Like it's almost like structures. So maybe they're not even full structures. So there might be a road that goes to that. So it's like she's really close in the vicinity by some kind of abandoned or kind of structure like that. But it's like off to the side, off to the right is what it feels like, and it's like, again, I feel like she's got to be by a log. I don't think it's symbolic, because I keep seeing that.
Okay.
Maybe the log was used as a marker, even. Like maybe you put her by the log on purpose so you could find it again.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
But it's like if I were to, like, she's closer to the, like, down a hill or something like that, down a little embankment, down a slope of some sort. And then, but if I was like like, here's her body, but if I were to keep going, that's when I hit the marshy and the river and the water. Like, it's not too far from her, because I can hear the frogs really loud. Like, the frogs seem important for some reason. So maybe somebody would know where there's a lot of frogs that come, and you hear them in the woods at that, certain time of the year or whatever. And it's got to be close to, like, there's either a creek or flowing water, river, some kind of water around there. I mean, it feels like, again, like maybe it's a creek or river, and then it's like overflowed, and then it's kind of left it marshy, and I kind of get that. I can't breathe all of a sudden. So Ted's basically showing me the same shizneck that was in the last reading, and I'm trying to expand on that and give you guys more. But it's very vivid in the way that I see it. And that's why, like, maybe I don't think water is right.
What'd you say?
I mean, I don't think she's in water. It's almost like it was a place of. It's almost like it was a place of convenience, because I heard convenience, like a place of convenience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, every time you try to go back by the water, you're taken back into the woods.
But it's almost like it was it's a place he knows or knows about or whatever. He doesn't think that they'll look. And it might be again a place that he would go like to do the D's, or like just a place he knows about, you know.
Yeah.
I think he's laughing because I don't think that it's either like just like wild goose chases or something. It's really weird. I wish I could say like more in like what's in this area more, but it's hard because I'm in the middle of the freaking woods. What else is there? Um But it's almost like again, like I feel like the cops and the searchers are really close, but they're not in the right area. Like that's how it keeps coming across. It's like either they've missed her some way, shape, or form, which I don't think they've searched out that far. I think it's further off the road than what they've searched. Like I think they've only searched maybe I don't know how deep into the woods they've gotten, but maybe they haven't gone deep enough. But it definitely feels like you would take this dirt road into like, and it's almost like this road maybe ends at this road maybe ends at like this structure or whatever's out there.
Okay.
Because it just makes me wonder if like he took her to like an abandoned place, did what he did with her, because again it comes across as like it happened multiple times. And he had quite a while, so I feel like it wasn't like one of these things where I just did it, I'm done, I dump you like in 30 minutes. You know what I mean? It feels like it took like a few hours. I hate to even say that.
Okay.
And
So sad.
what's interesting is I do feel like it happened in the structure but the structure's like falling down, but I see him like sitting against the wall with like his hands like this and his knees up. Like he just did what he did and he doesn't like he can't believe he did it, or you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things like
what
try
did
to
I
be very
do?
gentle. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be very gentle because it's almost like I'm in this structure and it's like she's laying on the floor over there and I'm over here against the wall with my knees up and my hands like this, because I definitely see its hands because I see the bald head, but it's like this, or like almost like I don't know if he meant to take it that far, but it's like once it started, you know what I mean? Like he pre-planned this, and so I don't think he would ever. So originally, I had thought, and this is why for a while I was wondering if she was alive, because originally I had thought like maybe he put her somewhere to come back later to her or something like that. Like that kind of was like a feeling, but I think that once he started this, there was no going back. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
because she'd probably
most
tell.
people that do this kind of stuff, huh?
Well, he had it once he started it because she would probably tell. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, but it's like once he took her, he was too deep in anyways.
Oh,
And
I got you.
I just don't feel like he thought he was gonna get away with like it. But I really do think that everything went too far. Like he's psycho and all of that. I'm not saying he's not psycho. He didn't do this on purpose because he kind of did, but like he planned it and everything. But it's almost like in the moment, like I think he was not like he wasn't thinking. He was just acting on impulse. And once he got started with it, he couldn't turn back. He couldn't. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where once I kissed her, it's too late. I'm gonna go to jail anyways. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, like that kind of thing. But I don't know if it was always the plan to go this far. But I think it kind of just like in the beginning maybe it wasn't, but obviously later it was because of what he said in his Into the Mind, or what I got in his Into the Mind reading about the mom and her together. So I think maybe the plan changed, because maybe he thought mom was really going to show up, but then she didn't. So then plans changed, kind of thing.
Okay.
But I really feel like I'm pretty deep in the woods with this. And I wouldn't even know that there would be like houses that deep into the woods, but I think there are sometimes. And it feels like it would be like an area where like his people are around or hang out, or I don't know, like it definitely feels important to him in some way.
Oh, it's important because it's repeated.
No, I mean the area.
Yeah, that's
like
what I mean.
Spot.
The what?
Like the spot. And you know what I keep seeing too is I keep seeing like some sort of like rock memorial or something. You know how sometimes like they'll have like a memorial for someone famous or someone not famous, but it's like a rock with like a plaque on it or something like that. Like I keep seeing something like that. I don't know what that means, but it kind of reminds me of like the memorials like you have like, sometimes when you pass a spot, it'll be named after someone, there'll be a memorial there. It doesn't feel like it feels like it's like old or something, or I don't know. It could even be for like military. I'm not really sure what this is about. That's just how it's kind of being described to me. The leaves feel important, like the leaves, and I feel it feels really musky and murky and even damp. And like I could smell like the way that the soil would smell. Like the soil comes across as like a darker soil, like maybe even kind of a black soil. I don't know if it's truly like black, but whenever you get soil to like plant things, like it kind of smells like that, like musky like that. That's what I keep smelling. And the like I keep getting a reference to leaves for sure. Leaves and twigs and sticks and stuff, but mostly leaves. But it's like from where she's at, like if you look that way, that's where you see like the wherever it happened or wherever that building is or structure or whatever the heck it is. And that structure might have one of those other structures like to it, like I was describing before, that was like halfway underground or something. I don't know. It feels like there's like an abandoned like structure and then there's like a smaller thing.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. I wish I could draw it, but and it's really wooded, but this area feels kind of like there's a clearing. Like especially where she is, there's like a little bit of a clearing and maybe like a little bit like just feels like there's less trees like where she's at. I don't know. So I don't really feel like the way that this is coming in now, it doesn't come across as he moved her. It comes across as wherever it happened at is where she's at.
Okay.
They may have told her even like, I don't even know. Like, I'm kind of torn between like he tricked her and then he drugged her, and it could be both, but did he smoke? All right, what?
I didn't see anything that said whether or not he smoked, but in his past charges, I think there was stuff for the tweed. See, I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
Yeah, I know this kind of comes across as cigarettes, though. What is that noise again?
I don't know, but I would imagine. I mean, usually, if he is a substance a user, like they say, they usually kind of sometimes it goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? So you might be right on that, and I just didn't see it. I just can't validate it.
I'm just wondering because I'm getting cigarettes, and I don't know if it's he like smoked at any point, but or if he bought cigarettes at some point during that day too.
Oh, maybe.
Because like the way it's coming in is I feel like I'm a smoker, but at the same time it's like I get like 2 packs packed up stacked on top of each other on the counter. So I'm just wondering if like he bought them somewhere. I mean, maybe with other stuff, but there's a reference to cigarettes.
Maybe he stopped somewhere and picked up a pack or something. I mean, even if he used to smoke and he quit smoking, I would imagine something like that is pretty stressful, and he'd probably maybe get the urge to have a cigarette, you know? It would make sense.
Yeah. I hope I'm right on this because I always like. My location isn't always great.
Well, it keeps taking you back to like the same area.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm seeing again, so I'm not trying to repeat myself. I'm not trying to repeat myself, and I'm trying to actually get more, but it's hard because like it's the woods, you know.
Yeah, and it's important it's not that you're trying to repeat, it's usually when it does, it's important.
But it's like also like Ted's showing me the same thing, and I keep trying to go to like different areas, like, you know, show me a different area, and I just for some reason, I mean, when I heard go back to the dam in the last reading, it was very clear. And again, it wasn't like she was there or anything, and I feel like not in that specific area, but I mean there could even be other evidence that like he got rid of or something. Like it's almost like it comes across as like, here's the dam, I throw the backpack, then I go down the road, I throw something else, then I go down the road, I throw, you know what I mean?
Yep.
If he had that much evidence, I mean, I don't know, but I feel like he then, you know, I feel like he tried to cover his tracks.
I feel like it's scattered.
Yeah, I feel like it's scattered, but I also feel like, again, like, you know, the clothes he was wearing, I keep getting them in a bag. I wonder if he threw them away or he just had wanted to. You keep seeing him in a trash bag, but what's interesting is I keep seeing him in his trailer. So did he? Was it known that if he went back home, that he go back home after this apparently, or did he go back home and pretend like nothing happened?
That's what I was trying to look for. I don't know like what time he actually ended up going back home, like that day.
Because it's almost like I see him take off his clothes and put it like in a bag, and like it's, I don't know if he got to throw them away.
I know he texted the mom that Audrey's mom that they were supposed to meet. He texted her later on asking if like, hey, have you seen Audrey? She never got off the bus type deal thing.
He probably did it when he was home, but that just makes me wonder. Like, I don't know why he would hang on to it. I just keep seeing it in a bag, but I see it like, for some reason his trailer looks kind of messy to me. It's like I see it in a bag, like sitting in his room or something, which doesn't make any sense. You know, you're gonna go through it. Maybe he just didn't get to do it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But I hear digital footprint, so there's some kind of digital footprint. And I'm just wondering if they're like going off of pings in the first place. I hear ping radius, so. I'm trying to get more. I'd be curious. I wonder, do we know if there's like any sort of like tunnel that has like graffiti on it or something? I don't even know what this is.
I haven't.
Like, you know, sometimes how tunnels go like under roads or something. I don't know what they're called, but like they'll like water drip in them and stuff. I don't know why I'm getting.
Oh, like how they put the pipes through that, like the water could run, like the extra water could run off of.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of those, but I really didn't like search, you know.
It's like, it feels like it's metal, like, you know, like maybe it runs under. I don't know if the dams have anything like that, or it's running under a road. I'm not really sure. I see it as like really big, like metal one, like you could walk through for some reason, and there's like a little bit of water in there, and I like hear it like dripping, and then there's like inside there's like where people have like graffiti in there. I have no idea what that's about or why that's coming in. I don't know. But readings are puzzle pieces, so I mean, it probably makes more sense to people in the area than it does me. Because I don't know why I would get that, but then I like the woods, like, I don't know. I'm so confused. I wonder if Audrey likes to like dance and sing or something, because there's a reference to like I see her like dancing or jamming out or something. And it feels like it's on a video. Yeah. There's also a reference to a stop sign. We're sorry about the echo, guys. We've tried everything. I don't know. It feels like it's like one of those stop signs where like maybe a four-way stop or something. I don't know. Or you have to roll through to get there. Sorry, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm not really getting anything else. I could be because I'm just like so tired, but it. I'm just gonna say because I already know this person exists, but I keep hearing, you know, the name Justin. You know what's weird is that came up before, but I'm not saying he's involved at all. But he might like know of an area this guy would go to. Like it's coming in for a reason. Like maybe he knows of a place this guy hung out at or something. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how well he knows him or whatever, but I heard that like the first reading and I didn't say it because it was out there. I don't like to say stuff that's out there. And you guys, facts will come in because if it happened, and I might pick it up. But I always tell you guys when I know. I always try to get stuff that we don't know. So there's also a reference to H. I don't know what that is either. Maybe. I don't know. I just feel like she's very, very sweet. you know, again, it's one of those, I never met a stranger, and I feel like she liked to do different things. Like, I don't know if she liked art too. I kind of get art around her as well. But I also kind of feel like maybe sometimes she felt alone, maybe because she didn't have her mom, you know, and her grandma and dad were working and she had to be with it. Like, I feel like she kind of felt like she was lacking on parental figures and she kind of felt alone, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, it kind of comes across like that, you know? But I feel like she was a strong little girl, like, you know, and she might have had a lot of friends or people, you know, kids really liked her and got along with her. If that comes in as well. And I feel like even like she could be like eccentric. I hear her laughing, like she's like, you know, she likes to have fun. And there's a reference to board games or playing. Like, I keep getting the board game like Sorry. I don't know why. That it could be symbolic, but I'm getting the reference to that board game. He says that men are primal beings and you just never know what they're capable of. That's what Ted's saying. I don't know. I don't think I'm getting much else. I hope this is right. Oh, there's something about 3 o'clock too that's coming in. I don't really know why, but they just showed me.
What they show you?
Yeah, they showed me a clock, like with the hands at, you know, 3 o'clock.
Oh.
I mean, time on a clock, 3 o'clock. I don't know what it means. Not sure. Again, puzzle pieces. So
I'm sure it's all gonna fit.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, my heart and love goes out to her friends and family, and hopefully she's found soon. That's all I can say. I'm not really getting much else.
Many prayers and thoughts and prayers out to her family and friends, and hopefully Audrii is brought home very soon. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Couldn't imagine.
I feel kind of nauseous now. I don't, you know, I hope I'm wrong. I hope she's alive somewhere, but just like everything that Spirit's showing me, it just.
Yeah, I got a bad headache.
I'd love to be wrong about this. He disappeared again. Okay. We tried to make it cool, but she does magic.
I move too much. I have to. I can't sit in one spot for too long. I get all cramped up.
It still looks cool though. All right,
it is a nice
guys.
picture of her.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Bye, everybody.
We appreciate you.